Good evening, family. Mel Wells coming here. Guess with a brief message, right? I want to encourage somebody on how to turn your stress into strength. Why do I know these things, right? I have lived a stressful life and I am in the process of stopping to live a stressful life. Why? Stress can tear your family up. Stress can actually tear your company down. Stress can kill you. And you have to be honest when you are stressed out. That's the first thing. Stress, you have to, number one, point the finger at yourself. Don't, you hear people all the time say, man, these kids got me stressed out. My job got me stressed out. A lot of people done had 10 jobs in 10 years because they believe it's the environment when it's actually them, how they're stressing themselves out. The things that can contribute to your stress is actually laziness, procrastination. There's things that I should have done probably 5 or 10 years ago that I'm just realizing even now. And I realized it, so I got to dig myself out of that hole. And I have to admit that, yes, my family and people and my work environment can contribute to that, but I have to be in control of my own stress. And I have to be able to turn it into a strength. Now, when you're not consistent, for example, and you say, look, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to clean the house, I'm going to do emails, and you got 10 emails, right? And then you wake up and you say, you know what? And I'm going to go to work and I'm going to get all this stuff done. And you wrote that down the night before. But you don't wake up and do what you're supposed to do, guess what you're doing? You're contributing to your stress. It ain't your wife's fault. It ain't the kid's fault. You, and when you say you try to point at somebody else and try to say, it's them and they did this. No, it's actually you. Look at how many fingers are pointing back to you. The other contributor is boundaries. You got to set boundaries up for yourself, number one, and for your family. Why? Because if you do not set up boundaries, people will run them over like you don't have a family. I work with people who don't even realize I got 3 girls, a wife, and a son. And guess what? They don't care. And that's okay for them not to care, but it's not okay for me to let them keep knocking down boundaries. Why? When people keep knocking down boundaries, they contribute to stress. They contribute to taking away your time, precious time that is here on earth when you can be having peaceful time. The Bible says, man, that life is but a mist. And there's a time and place for everything under the sun. So whatever you do, and I really, and people who know me, they know I want to love everybody, but everybody don't need love from close distance. Some people you can pray for. Some people you can talk to real quick over the phone. Some people could drop a big message on and say, cool, what's up? I got your back, whatever. But some people you need to love them by staying away from them. Guess what? That's love. It don't mean that I hate you or whatever. No, I have realized that I have contributed to my own stress. Now, you can say I contributed to my own stress, because I deal with you. No, I allowed you to break down my boundary and bring you in. So I'm learning how to have boundaries, me and my family, so we can enjoy life more and have some peaceful more. Why? This world will stress you out. Social media, Zoom meetings. I'm sick and I'm under the weather right now. And I literally been on emails from 7:30 to just now, whatever time it is. I think it's about 7:30. Yeah. So 7:30 to 7:30, right? And I was going to complain about it. Don't you know I'm sick and don't? No, I realized that there are things that I have to do to eliminate my stress. So I had to work with my staff to start eliminating the stress. No, is it all completed? No, it's not completed. But I darn sure got a good start in putting up certain systems to make my stress stay eliminated. You will have stress come and go, but you can deal with stressful situations. It's different than you being stressed out than dealing with a stressful situation, because now you're not as stressed out and that family member passes away that may be, living in another home, that may be your second cousin, maybe whoever it is in your family may pass away, right? And I hate to say that, I had my mom and pop pass away, but when you eliminate that stress, it helps you deal with stressful situations and turn stressful situations into solution. And you no longer become the problem, but your family start looking at you talking about, where's Miss and Mr. Solution at? Because I know they can do it. Why? Because you practice boundaries. You practice not procrastinating. You practice not being lazy. And when you do those things, your stress will start to turn around. And you will start to do some weird things saying like, God, thank you for letting me be honest about my stress. And I'm gonna put the last point is here. You got to put the work in. Even though I'm under the weather, I don't think my kids, they check on me, right? But they don't really care. They still got to eat breakfast, lunch, dinner. I still got my wife and me, got to get them on the bus. Shout out to my wife who backed me up. My wife, she still got to get the bills paid, right? So she's not going to let me come to her and just say, oh, I'm stressed out, I'm not getting anything done, right? I still have to put the work in. I don't know if you ever had one of them days like, man, I'm going to pay that bill tomorrow. And then tomorrow becomes next Friday. And then next Friday becomes 10 bills. That's stress. Who issue was that? It was yours. It was mine. So I have to deal with it. We live in a blame game society, an excuse society. So I wanted to give you some encouragement, right? To start turning your stress into strength, right? You can look at it, right? You can take the S and turn from the stress and turn it into strength. You can take the T and turn it into time, meaning that you need more time. You can turn it into R into ready, ready to do what I need to do. You can turn the E into everything, because when you eliminate your stress, everything starts to change. Then when thing starts to change, you also take the S and you start to see success. And when you start to see success, we take that last S, and guess what we just did? We done made that stress really special. Family, this is Mel Wells just checking out with you, but hopefully you can take this advice, because I literally walk in these shoes. I run a worldwide company. I am a servant. I'm CEO and president, but I call myself the servant because I have to, I don't like those big titles like that, because I always want to serve my people. But whatever you do, deal with it to turn your life into a special, unique life. Even God said, if you don't put the work in, you won't eat. Listen, family, I love you, even if you don't love me. Peace and blessings.